let's look at strategy. Now, I put strategy in because the strategy is how we get somewhere. And it's quite interesting how little we know about the concept of planning for growth. And it's as fundamental as this. Start with the end in mind. If you want to be a 100-person company and you're a 10-person company, what does a 100-person company look like in your marketplace? What are its customers? What are its products? What are its channels? What does the organisation actually look like? And how do you go from here to there? What are the fundamental building blocks that you need to go through? What are the fundamental changes in organisation structure? Who do you need to recruit? When? When do they need to come on board? And what are they going to do? What are the gaps we need to fill in? So this is pretty fundamental. And this is, I will tell you, this is not about doing the budget. This is not about budgeting. Budgeting is a long way down on this process after we've worked out who do we want to be and when do we want to be and how are we going to get there. Then we do the budget. Because the budget is simply the execution plan. But the strategy is about, where and when and why. Okay? So I always said hope things will turn out okay. Hope is not a strategy. Develop this strategy over a number of years and then break it down into short and long-term targets. If you can, take those targets down to individual organisational elements, and if you can, take them down to individuals. And then make individuals responsible and accountable for their bit of the plan, because that's how you'll get there. Okay, so strategy. Strategy takes into account not only where we want to be, but what's happening around us. What are the changes in our environment? What are our competitors doing? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What is our innovation program? All of this comes in. It's a holistic plan for why you do it. You will all know the story about business plans. So we know business plans are useless, aren't they? Why? Because they're out of date as soon as you've written them. Agreed? Do you know why I insist on business plans? I know they're out of date as soon as they're written. I insist on a business plan because the business plan is the only time you bring everything together. It's the only time you look at the whole organisation and all the interconnected bits in the organisation and you get a balanced view of the organisation. So if I've got a growth plan for sales, it's reflected in my warehouse. It's reflected in my manufacturing. It's reflected in my recruitment and training. Okay? You don't grow one bit of the business if it's misaligned with the other bits. But the business plan is the only time you get to look at all the bits and make sure they all fit together. And yes, it is certainly out of date as soon as it's finished, but the learning that you go through in order to produce the business plan and answer all the questions is an absolutely critical part of figuring out strategy. So the strategy and the business plan, the business plan in many ways is the written part of the strategy. It's when you put it down and then you can show it to someone else and you can say, what have I missed out? Because you can't talk to someone for an hour and then say, what have I missed out? But you can give them something and say, reflect on that, see whether in fact I'm capturing everything I need to capture. So that's really important. Make sure that your customers are part of your strategy. Where are they going? What are they needing? What do they want from you? How are you performing according to their expectations? Don't leave them out of the cycle. Actions. The actions are to document where you're going, what you're doing to get there, what are the actions, what are the responsibilities, how are you going to measure performance, and if performance is off, how are you going to act on that difference between where you should be and where you need to be. Okay, so that's important. So formal evaluation processes, formal metrics, formal reporting systems, formal evaluation systems, All of this is part of the implementation of a strategy. But I've always thought that the biggest challenge, and I've seen this in my classes and with my entrepreneurs, is simply to confront them with the question, what do I look like when I'm 5 times bigger? What do I look like when I'm 10 times bigger? What do I look like in 2 years and 3 years and 5 years? Because if actually I can figure that out, you'll be absolutely amazed at how many decisions I need to make today. Because when I delay decision making, when I delay acknowledging that things need to be done, what happens is I either push the timeline out, because now I don't have enough time to do it, or what actually happens is I exclude myself from certain outcomes, because actually I've left it too late. So these planning processes are essential. You need the buy-in of everyone. There's no point in developing a strategy that you own and no one else owns. So a strategy has got to be pushed down so that everybody has a part in it. And don't develop strategies in isolation. If the people that work with you and work for you are not part of the ownership of the strategy, I will guarantee you it will never ever get implemented. So everybody needs to own where you're going and how you're going to get there.